Hi everyone, this is Krishna. Hi everyone, this is Krishna, and I'm recording this video with two screens. So you will see me looking there towards my notes, and I have my display here. So just keep that in existence. So welcome to Thinking Like a PM in under 10 minutes. In this video series, we will go through certain exercises that will allow you to escape the developer mindset and step into the PM mindset. So quickly, let's see what's covered. So the first thing we will do is look at what it's like to transition to product management. The second thing is we'll understand the key question, why? Why do PMs always ask why? And the next thing we'll cover is the 6 stages of product management. And the last thing we'll cover are 3 key shifts you need to make in order to shift into the mindset of a PM that I recommend making. So moving on. The first thing you need to understand is, as a developer, you were quite good at writing code, debugging it, creating software, solving problems. That was your main job. But now you need to start actively looking at shifting to strategy. Now, what do I mean by strategy? Product management is about seeing the bigger picture and asking 5 important questions. It is who, what, when, where, and why. All 5 questions are very relevant, and we will continue answering them as we move through the slides. But first, you need to understand how product management works and what is the organizational structure and the big picture that you need to be aware of. So let's move forward with that. Okay, so this is a loaded slide. I suggest you take a pen and paper and start making notes when I cover what this slide is about. This slide is the organizational pyramid. It is a top-down pyramid, and this is the crux of product management. So let me explain to you what I mean by that. What you're given or what you're provided is a business. Every product is a business. Every product covers up a business which is underlying it. Sometimes the product is the business, but oftentimes there is a business. For example, there's an accounting company and the accounting software is the product, but the underlying business is accounting. Does that make sense? So we're looking at the business vision, objectives, and strategy. This is the structure under which the business operates. Now, as a product person, you will be asked to derive a product vision, objective, and product strategy. So this will be the task of a very senior product leader to do that. It'll be usually a vice president or director of product or somebody at the C-level, a chief product officer, somebody there will be doing this. They will be deriving the product vision, the product objectives, and product strategy. And it is also their innate responsibility to convey this to you. What do I mean by product vision? Product vision is the long-term aspirational goal. For example, the product vision of Disney is to make people happy. Something like that. You can look it up. Just type product vision Disney on Google and you'll find it. So every company has an innate product vision. It is the long-term aspirational product goal. Now, what do I mean by product objectives? This is the time-based business goals of the product. It is, for example, saying, by X time, we will do Y using the product as a vehicle to achieve the business objective. Does that make sense? Now, what do I mean by product strategy? Pay close attention here. So product strategy is the framework, or it's like the structure or the framework that you use to achieve the product objectives. It's a way, it's a path. It is not the only way, it's not the only path, but that is the framework you use to achieve the product objectives. Now, what is product roadmap? You must have heard this term thrown around everywhere. The product roadmap is a time and goal-based articulation of product strategy. It is not a delivery plan. It is not a step-by-step plan. It's not a release plan. It's not a delivery plan, but it is, in fact, a document that articulates the product strategy in a time and goal-based fashion. It says if we use this particular product strategy, this is the set of problems we will be attacking, this is the kind of solution, this is the kind of timeline by which we will achieve this. That's a product roadmap. It's nothing else but a strategy document with times and goals specified on it. Now, off the product roadmap, you will derive releases. This is something you're already familiar with. Release 1, Release 2, Sprint 1, Sprint 2, so on and so forth. Okay, that was quite a bit of information. Moving on. Let's answer the key question, why? Why is a question that you as a product manager will be setting. Developers overlook this question often and just jump into problem solving. There's nothing wrong with that because your focus is very narrow. But now that you're looking into product management, your focus is broadening and you're asking the key question, why? Why is this problem the most important problem to work on? Whether it's solving a technical issue, whether it's a user need, whatever it is you're solving, this question helps you frame the importance and significance of your work. A product's value comes from addressing real, pressing problems. So you need to be very clear on why are you solving this particular problem. The second thing you need to be very clear on is how does solving this problem benefit the organization or customers or users? So before you dive into giving up a solution which your developer brain wants to, you have to ask yourself, what are the benefits of solving this problem? You want to create a solution where the benefit not just is for the product, it's for the users, it's for the other stakeholders that are in the company too. So the solution must do good for everyone involved. The third thing you should really pay attention to is why now? Why should we invest our time and resources into solving this problem now? Time and resources are valuable. You will need to justify their use, and you will be held accountable for solving them. Whether it's a clear ROI, by ROI I mean return on the investment that you have made, whether it's the time you put in, whether it's the money you put in, whether it's both, and you need to be able to align it to the broader business goals and make sure that not just you, everyone else around you understand why this problem needs to be solved now and not later. Okay, so now that we have given you the context, let's move further on the 6 stages of product management cycle. Okay, so the point of this video is not to cover in detail the 6 stages, so I've only given them briefly here. These are the 5 questions you need to be clear on before attempting anything to work on in product management. So whether you're talking about who includes identifying who are the key stakeholders, who influences the success of this product. So let's say you're working on a healthcare app, then of course the patients use it, but what about the doctors who provide input? What about the regulators and the compliance people? What about the investors who fund the development of the app? These are all stakeholders you need to pay attention to. A product is not just for the users. It's for everyone who plays a role in the success of the product. So identifying who ensures that you're solving the right problem for the right people. The next thing you need to know is what. It is defining the core features of the product, for a better term. So as a developer, you might have been super excited about features, cool animations, some great APIs, some really elegant architecture, just all the fun stuff you could do. But as a product manager, you'll have to learn that defining the product is not about what's fun to build. It's about what delivers the most value. What exactly are you building? What are the core features? What core features actually matter? Let's say, for example, you're building a habit tracking app. Do you need social sharing? Or do you need counters to count the streaks that the users make? Do you need AI-generated insights? Or do you need badges and confetti messages? Maybe, but maybe not. Instead of adding everything, every feature, you need to focus on what delivers the most value. What will truly help the end user achieve their goals. That is value. Defining what will keep you focused on delivering impact and not just code. Now, where? Coming to the question, where? It is determining the market. It's where the market is essentially where your product will be used. As a developer, you might have rarely thought about product launch, but you just assume if you build something good, people will come. That's the default assumption of most people, not just developers. But as a product manager, you'll have to learn that the where is critical. You will need to find your starving crowd, so to speak. The person who will make the most money is not the person with the best product or the best service. It is often the person who has a starving crowd. So where will this product be used? What market are you targeting? So for instance, if you're building a fintech product and you're launching in North America, where credit cards are the dominating factor. But what about markets in Asia? Maybe they prefer mobile wallets or they prefer cash. You have to understand the market, and the where changes everything. The where can change the what, and you need to be very cognizant of it. Moving on to the how. So as a developer, the how was your comfort zone. Which framework, which database, which architecture. But as a product manager, the how is not just about tech, it's about the execution strategy. How will you build something efficiently? How will you balance speed with quality? For example, do you start with a no-code MVP? MVP is minimum viable product. So would you start with a no-code prototype to validate the idea before committing to a full-scale app? Or do you want to just leave that to the business? So thinking like a product manager means you have to balance speed, feasibility, and impact. Now, moving on to the last item on the list is the when. As a developer, you might be used to working on features until they're done, or code complete, or QA complete. But as a product manager, you have to understand that done is not just about the code, it's also about timing. When do you need to launch? What are the timelines? What do you need to provide to the marketing team, to the sales team? What do you need to do to get the product over the wall? For example, let's say you're building an e-commerce platform and it's Black Friday or something like that, or a Diwali sale. Launching in December is useless. Timing affects everything. It affects fundraising, marketing, user adoption, everything. So now you don't just ask, when will this feature be ready? You ask, when does it need to be ready? That shifting in thinking is what separates coding from product leadership. So just to conclude this slide, I'll show you. Your focus was just this as a developer. Now your focus is this. Less on the how, more on the who, what, when, why, where. It's still on the how, but it's not so much on the technicalities. So, moving on. Mindset shifts. The first shift you'll have to make is moving from execution to strategy. As a developer, your focus is on solving problems in the code. Primarily, you were tackling bugs, maybe optimizing performance, and you were focusing on making the product better real time. You were really honed in, laser focused on how you make the product better. But now, as you shift towards product management, you'll have to shift your technical problem solving skills into solving business and customer problems as well. For example, if users are struggling to find a feature, your problem solving approach won't be just about, just fixing a bug or improving the UI. It'll also be about looking at the bigger picture and asking, what's causing the confusion? Is the feature designed intuitively enough? Or is the feature solving the right user problem? As a product manager, you will be problem solving, but the problems will now address a broader scope. It'll be tied to the overall product strategy and the business objectives. Now, let's look at 2, leading cross-functional teams. So, the true power of product management lies in bridging the gap between implementation and vision. So, you've spent a lot of time as a developer in building the product, writing code, testing, and delivering. That's essential. But as a product manager, you need to bring everything together. you'll be responsible for making that sure that the implementation aligns with the overall product vision. Are the features being developed meeting the business goals? Are they meeting the product strategy goals? Are they driving the desired outcomes that have been specified? So, this requires you to balance your day-to-day work of executing along with the long-term vision of the product and the business. It's not just about what's being built today, it's about how it fits into the bigger picture and what outcome the product team will eventually achieve. You're not just leading the product team, you're also leading other teams that are influenced by the product. It could be sales, it could be marketing, it could be support, it could be the documentation team, it could be the commercial teams, it could be revenue, anything. Anything and everything in the organization is fair game as it is influenced by the product, the primary vehicle on which the entire organization is resting its laurels upon. Okay, that sounds scary. Fear not. So let's talk about one of the biggest shifts you will make from moving from development to product management, which is leading cross-functional teams. You're translating from working in isolated silos, driving high collaboration. So to make this shift, you need to understand three key things. First is you have to invite collaboration early. Taking a design from an idea to launch, even before the features are final, you need to start involving people early. The second thing you need to consider is you have to ask the right questions. Focus on how the feature solves problems, not just the technical side of it. The third thing you need to focus on is to facilitate discussions. Ensure that all voices are heard and that you can integrate different perspectives into your process. You're now leading a diverse team with variable expertise. They're not all programmers. There are marketers, there are support people, there are content developers, there are designers. So the real job of you as a PM is to make sure everyone works together towards the same outcome, which is product success. Are you ready to step up into this collaborative period? The third thing here is data-driven decision making. This is a key shift. You're going to start balancing code-driven decisions that you made as a technical person with data-driven decisions. So earlier, your decisions were based off of the code base. Well, is this scalable? Does this work? Does it have bugs? Have I written it, used the right libraries? Is it the right architecture? They were all based off of the code base, and that was your narrow focus. But now you'll have to make data-driven decisions. These decisions are based on the broader scope, on the user, on the business, on the people, on the markets. And now you, as a developer, have the unique edge to be able to balance the two perspectives together, to be able to find that delicate balance where you trust your technical expertise is going to help you understand what's possible. And by merging these two, you'll make smarter and more impactful decisions for the product. So, to summarize, embrace the PM mindset. Thank you for watching.